Brooklyn Independent Television.
Its waters provided various industries in Brooklyn with access to commercial goods. But over time, the Gowanus Canal became full of dangerous pollutants. Now, over a century later, a new plan is in the works to rid the canal of its murkiness and create jobs in the process. Melissa Rose Cooper has the story.
That is the question that I'm getting to wonder about.
Brooklynites came out in numbers to attend a public meeting and hear the Environmental Protection Agency's latest proposal to clean up the Gowanus Canal.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. It's really good to see all of you, many familiar faces, people who really care about the future of the Gowanus Canal.
Created in the 1800s, the canal was once a major cargo transportation route throughout Brooklyn. But due to cost concerns, its original construction lacked a proper water flushing mechanism. This resulted in raw sewage overflows and the formation of toxic chemicals, making it one of the most contaminated hazardous waste sites in the country.
Why is it taking so long to clean up the canal?
Well, this is a heavily contaminated urban waterway, and I think part of the problem is people just thought it was hopeless, that this was so heavily contaminated that there'd never be enough interest or money to clean it up. And a few years ago, when EPA took action and put it on the federal Superfund site, it became clear that there is the ability to clean up this urban waterway. I think it should have happened sooner, and I think the dynamic changed once the public got more involved and engaged.
Cleanup of the Gowanus Canal has been a deep and abiding priority of many, many people in this community for a long, long time. And I think for much of that time, most people saw it as just a dream. But thanks to a lot of work, first by many, many activists in this community for a long time, and now by a great team, that day is demonstrably and visibly closer. And we're very excited about it and grateful for it.
The EPA's $500 million proposal to purify the canal consists of dredging contaminated sediments over the course of several years and replacing it with layers of clean material. The top layer would be made of a certain kind of clay that would create a barrier against future contaminants. The EPA says the project will create numerous job opportunities that will include several entry-level positions. Residents had the opportunity to voice their concerns regarding the plan.
First of all, I'd like to thank the EPA. I mean, this is really an example of why we need government and government working well with the community. I have a question about what happens in light of what happened with Hurricane Sandy. I had one of the buildings on Bond Street that flooded, and it happened here. It was just bacteria and not the other contaminants. But during the remediation of the canal, if we have another event like that, what are the chances, what sort of steps are you going to take to make sure that if we have a flood, it's not going to be water with the PHHs?
Our risk assessment did assume the worst case situation that material from the bottom of the canal might end up being transported through floodwaters. It does not appear to have happened to any significant extent at all after Hurricane Sandy, but we have assumed that that is possible. And one of the purposes of the remediation is to avoid that happening in the future. But during the project, we'll take every step that we can to secure the site before a major storm arrives.
The design will take 3 years, and that is because the site is so complex. And then we expect to finish by 2022, which is again not a long time for a site of that size and that complexity.
Once the canal is clean, what's your ultimate goal?
The goal is to keep it clean and have this as a wonderful urban aquatic gem for Brooklyn and everyone who visits Brooklyn. We're not going to get it clean to the point where people can fish and swim in it anytime soon, but it shouldn't smell, it shouldn't be a health threat, it shouldn't be an eyesore, it should be a community resource, and that's what we're all working for.
Brooklynites have until March 28th to submit any additional proposals to the EPA. For Brooklyn Review, I'm Melissa Rose Cooper.
I direct you to this really good short report, right? Short is good.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at breakartsmedia.org/BIT.